Hi Wildcats, this is Mrs. Forrest. This week for fractions, we're really going to spend all of our time focusing on making sure we have quality fraction kits. One thing that I want everyone to use, if possible, is a folder. And if you don't have a folder, you'll need to use something that will keep everything safe. We're going to have game boards, fraction strips, and game pieces that go inside your fraction kit. There are 9 pieces of paper to print off. Most importantly will be fraction strips because we're going to use these for comparing fractions and finding equivalent fractions in future lessons. And these need to be precise. So you can print these off. Another really important piece of paper is going to be the black line master that's not labeled. These are going to be your fraction pieces. You will be responsible for labeling these and coloring them and cutting these ones apart. The ones that are labeled with unit fractions, remember unit fractions have a numerator of 1. All of these are unit fractions, but they're your fraction strips, and they will be glued to the front of your folder if you make a fractions kit in a folder. Those two things are important to print off for precision. The other things are optional. You can print them off. I sent them on your weekly calendar in color, black and white, or if you need to, if you are not able to print, you can take a large piece of paper, make the game boards. So one of the game boards is roll, slide, and cover. Do your best job to go ahead and make 4 circles across, and the circles down 5, and then divide them up equally just like they are here, and you'll see them on your monitor when you pull this up. So if you need to make your own game board, do that because you will be responsible for playing this game and becoming very familiar with it. Another game board that you can just do your best job of making if you're not able to print it is this one. And then I sent out to everyone the fractions memory. So again, you can make your own. You can make cards, and on each card you can write a fraction or the model. And then I show you how to play all of these games in a different video. So if you print these out, you cut them apart on the lines and they'll go in a Ziploc bag. When you cut apart your fraction pieces, make sure that you put these ones will be cut apart. The ones that are labeled are not cut apart, but you will put these in a Ziploc bag or an envelope or something that you have so that everything can be put inside your folder. It'll be your fractions kit. If for some reason you absolutely cannot, or your parents cannot, print out the fraction strips with a print, you might not have a printer at home or something. If they cannot print these out, you please have your parents email me, and when in the email include their name and address, and I will mail them out. I do think they are that important. I think games are extremely important for you to become extremely familiar with all of these fractions, to see denominators repeatedly, to see to match them up, and to use fractions often. That will help us have a really strong foundation because the next things we learn in fractions are more complex, and I don't want to move on unless you've had lots of practice. So make these games. In the future, we'll have even more sophisticated games. Next week, we'll be making Fraction War and using both our fraction strips to play that game and work through that. So again, if you cannot print for any reason, go ahead and have your parents email me, sforrest@cvsd.org, and tell me their name and their address, and I will mail fraction strips to each of you. anybody. So if your parents email me, I'll mail them out. They need to include their address, and I've got it. So, and I think they're really important so that kids can see the comparison, and I'll use them in every lesson next week. So thank you very much.